So now I'm going to boil a crab. This crab has now been killed, and I'm going to boil it in really quite heavily salted water. And the reason for that is that I like actually cooking lobsters and crabs in seawater, so I'm sort of adding a lot of salt to this to replicate the seawater. In goes the crab. Make sure it's just covered with water. Bring it back to the boil, and then cook it for a crab of up to about 500 grams, 15, 18 minutes. And for a crab up to a kilo, 20 minutes, and then probably another 5 minutes per half kilo after that. So I've cooked the crab, left it to cool, and now to dress it, to prepare it. First of all, I break off the legs and claws, and I try to break them off and also take out the knuckle joint, which attaches the legs and the claws to the body. And the reason for doing that is it makes it much easier to then take the meat out of the body if that joint is removed. So using my pick, I'm helping myself to remove those knuckle joints, and the claw tends to come away a lot more easily. Do the same on the other side, claw, and then the legs with the knuckle joints, like that. All ready for picking. And now I'm going to take the body away from the back shell. Before I do that, I'm going to just lift up the tail flap. I can tell this is a male crab. The tail flaps are much thinner, much narrower on a male crab. That's because the female crab keeps roe under its tail just before distributing them. You don't actually give birth to roe, I don't think. Right, now I open up the body away from the shell. Just put a knife into the back just like that and twist it to take the body away from the back shell, like that. So I'll deal with the body first, leave the back shell till later. Now I'm looking to see if there's any brown meat in the body, and there's not any brown meat. So the first thing I want to do is discard the dead men's fingers, which are these sort of feathery, they're actually the gills, these feathers. People say they're poisonous. They're not actually poisonous. They're just like feathers. You can't eat them because they're very feathery. So take those out, like that, and there's the body section ready to pick. The question whether you like your punishment first or second. If you want it first, by punishment, the body section, it's much harder to pick the meat out of the body section than out of the claws and the legs. So let's start with that. So what I'm doing now is just working down the joints, picking as much meat as I can out from where the legs and the claws joined. This is not the most fruitful job in the world, but I remember once in an early program saying it's a great time for sitting down with a couple of your mates or your wife or your husband or your partner and just doing something together, or your kids. They'll probably be moaning though, while you're just quietly working away at these joints. So, as I said in the book, by the time you've finished, the body section should feel a lot lighter. So I've got most of the meat out of those joints where the legs were. I'm now going to cut the body section in half and work from the inner side, if you like. There's a little bit of brown meat there, which I'm going to put in my other bowl, along with the meat I get out from the back shell. So now just cut that in half. And again, using this, you absolutely need what they call a lobster or crab pick, just to work through the joints, pulling out as much meat as you can. What I tend to do is, if I can't be bothered to get all the meat out, I'll say, well, that makes really good bisque, it makes really good crab soup. And again, I'm very miserly with all shells and anything from lobsters, prawns and fish bones. I keep them for making good stock with. Absolutely essential. Absolutely, if you're a serious fish cook, you keep all these bones. So that's done one half. Maybe I won't bother to do the other half. You can see what I'm doing. Let's go on to the much more rewarding part of doing a crab, which are the claws and the legs.